doodles and everything. I'll keep it in there, even if it looks stupid. Yo, so my name is Teniso Niso B Ngubeni, but you could just call me Niso. So basically, I'm an artist and I make music and I make content now, and that's new to me. But let me tell you something. So basically, I started making. No, matter of fact, let's run it back. Let's run it back. Let's run it back. I loved music ever since I was a kid, right? Making little skits, listening to songs on the radio. It was absolutely the shit, bro. I remember even listening to music on Trace Urban before I even had a phone and we had like Spotify and everything. We just used to listen on Trace Urban and the radio. And like the people who I used to love to listen to the most at that time was like Justin Bieber because like they were like absolutely the shit at that time. Cause like I was born around 2007. I'm 18 now. So around my time, Justin Bieber was like absolutely the shit. What else happened? A lot happened that time, but all I could remember is that I loved making music. I loved listening to music. I remember even dancing to Chris Brown's like songs. I remembered every song. I remembered every lyric. I mean, every hip, every movement, which is crazy. Okay. Um, but now I guess I got into the thing of I want to make my own music, right? But that started off when I was 12 years old. I think that was like in 2019, right? I think that was like in 2019. I was 12, and then I went up to this teacher of mine, and I was like, "Yo, dude, I think I can sing," because I think I can sing, because like I don't know what to say about that. So she was like, "Okay, sing something for me," and I sang for her. I don't remember what I sang. I can't remember. But I sang something to her, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, what? Okay, you know what? You need to get into this competition." But know that like at that time I'm like in primary school, I don't know jack, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'm nervous, Then after that, I had to pick a song with a backtrack and I had to sing it in front of everybody. Um, and the song that I chose was 7 Years, right? Which was an awesome song that time by Luke Graham, which was a very popular song at the time. And I sang that to everybody. I didn't even sing the full song because, small me could only remember so much, considering the fact, that I was born with ADHD, ADD, and all these other crazy things that you'd call a disorder, right? So I couldn't remember the whole song, but lucky for me, I won the whole competition either way, even though I didn't know the whole song. So that was awesome for me. Um, and what else, dude? As soon as that happened, I guess that's when it hit me. Then that's when I felt like, like, oh shit, this is destiny. I gotta, this is my thing. Everybody was cheering and going crazy, and I was like, wow, I love this feeling. And I love the fact that I was able to use my voice to make people move like this, and like the way that people looked at me, it was like, wow, you know what I mean? So then after that, that's when I knew that this is for me, you know what I mean? That's when I started writing songs, because little old me didn't know that, oh shit, you can actually write your own songs. Like, hello, Then it hit and it clicked, and then I was starting to write my own songs at the age of 12. Um, and obviously I wrote a bunch of bogus because I was learning, you know what I mean? So, but we learn as we go. Um, Fast track a couple years later, after COVID and everything, all that, I lost my love for music a little bit there, but somehow I was still listening to music every single day. And then afterwards, I was 16 and I had a guitar that I got from my father when I turned 12, right, for my birthday, because I wanted a guitar. So I went to Crash Crusaders, right, like used guitar, started jamming out on that thing. So, but I was still ass until I turned 16 and I was serious. I was like, you know what, let's do this. Let's get into this thing, and I started making videos, started posting out on TikTok and Instagram. And what's pretty funny to me is the fact that, what, people will always judge you for that. It's like a very big thing because like at that time I was still in school, like, so everybody had social media. So I would, make a song or a skit and I would post it out on Instagram, on TikTok. And, at school, people would, make fun of that, and it didn't really bother me because, that was for me. You know, people made fun of it to a certain point until where they finally gave up and they were like, you know what, this dude is really doing this thing. He's crazy. You know, he really thinks he's gonna make it to the big leagues. And I was like, yeah, you know what? That's how delusional I am. You know, and I am gonna make it. You know, this is me. This is what I'm destined to do. You know, that's how it felt like, and that's how it still feels like. Um, so then afterwards, I started posting and posting and posting. Still in high school, started even posting at school, and you know, started getting likes like crazy. And then, um, you know, slowly but surely, I wasn't posting as much content because you know I was losing it a little bit there. Life got in the way, you know how it is. And then I released a song called Daddy Loves You, which is ironic because of when I was a kid, my father never told me I love you. You know, like, I love you, son, like, you know what I mean? Which is not really sad, if I would say. You know, it's just how I grew up. It's just, you know, whatever. You know. So that's where the irony comes in the song Daddy Loves You. That was 2025, November, I think, when I released that song. And it was a song that really is very close to my heart. It's a song that I love very, very, very much. And I filmed it in Durban, you know, in KZN. Um, and then I put out like a TikTok for it, and it got like a lot of likes for it. That was like my first video that actually got like a lot of like attention, which was like super cool for me because like I really needed that as an artist. And then afterwards, in November, while after releasing Daddy Loves You, I was writing a song called 16, which I am known for, like 16.
I wish I was 16 when everything was ice cream and big dreams. I was a millionaire, I was a soccer player, but somewhere along the line life wasn't really fair.
So then I wrote that song, and then I made a video for it, right? But I didn't want to post it or anything. I was thinking about, you know what, this is absolutely ass, you know, let me just leave it. And then I was with a friend of mine at this one mall, right? And we were just going out, you know. So then we ate, and then I was like, you know what, dude, you know, take a video for me. And he took his phone out, and he was like, what am I filming? And I'm like, you know, a video of my new song. And he's like, what is it called? What is it called? I'm like, it's called 16. And he's like, okay, let's hear it. He listens to it, and he's like, dude, that's pretty good. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And then we started filming, and the video didn't come out really how I wanted. I didn't want to tell my friend like, oh, bro, this thing looks ass. But you know, I just kept quiet because he's my homie. But actually, from my eyes, that's how it looked like. But then afterward, a week later, I looked at the video and I was like, yo, should I post this? And I was like, you know what, to hell with it, you know, because I haven't posted anything in such a long time. Let's just post it. I post it, and it blows up. This song absolutely goes crazy. And I mean, everybody's using it. Everybody's looking at this song. Famous people are liking it. I'm getting thousands and thousands of likes. Today, that song sits with about 1.4 million views on TikTok, which is absolutely incredible. And I think 300,000 streams on Spotify, something around there. And I got a lot of friction, like a lot of attention for it. And I got to meet a lot of amazing people afterward because obviously I blew up, so my name got bigger. People were looking out for me, and that's when everything started getting crazy. By crazy, I mean now this is whereby when everybody started DMing me like crazy, people hitting up my line, you know, hitting up my phone. Like, I'm talking about labels from across the world. You know, it was absolutely amazing, but like for me, it was very overwhelming. You know, because like just know that I'm like the first in my family to do this. You know, people in my family don't really believe in the music industry that much. You know, I'm the first to pitch on a mic or to touch a guitar. You know, so whoa, it was very heavy. You know, I met all these crazy people, and then afterwards I met with some lady. Right, I'm not gonna give out names, obviously, but now this lady. Um, let's just call her Lady L, right? Let's just call her Lady L. So Lady L introduced me to a very, very big label, right? And which that label was Warner, right? But at the time, I was also communicating with like 25 other labels, which was crazy. They were like, we want 16, we want Niso, we like 1, 2, 3. Like everybody was giving me these crazy offers. Like, dude, I mean, I have never seen that much money on a piece of paper in my entire life, right? And you know, this is when things were getting really serious. Like, whoa, you know. And then I started talking to Warner, and you know, things were going great, you know. And their people are absolutely awesome, full of kindness. They're like absolutely awesome. But then afterwards, a couple months later, things fell out, you know, because I had to go somewhere to go fix everything about myself and find Niso. Basically, I disappeared for about 21 days to be specific. I went to the center whereby they helped me out to like, you know, find myself, and I met these people, and it was absolutely amazing. And it was absolutely a massive journey for me, and that's what it was. I mean, that's what it is still till today. So now what we're talking about is the content that we are going to start making from today. So the content that we're going to be making is, I have absolutely no idea, dude. We're absolutely just gonna wing it, okay? We're gonna wing it, and we're gonna fake it till we make it, all right? And I mean, to the max, to the bone. Like, dude, I am trying to become one of the biggest artists in the world, and that sounds so cocky to say, but like, there's no other way to put it. Like, I really want to get out there. Like, I really just want to go crazy. I just want to have everybody screaming and shouting, going crazy, you know, just having fun, you know, with it, and like bring everybody together. And oh my goodness, the things that I've done with my music so far has shown me some cool things, like some like really awesome things. I've met really awesome people, like really, to the point whereby it pushes me, it drives me, it makes me want to do more, you know, because like, you know, I get this feeling where I just wake up in the morning and I feel like shit, you know, and I'm not doing enough, you know what I mean? You know, but I guess everybody gets that feeling sometimes, or maybe that's just me being me. But yeah, but then after that, I have so much songs that I record in my bedroom, but I never put them out because sometimes I think like they're just terrible, you know. But I think it's time to like absolutely shove that under the table and tell that thing to like absolutely, dude, like shut up, and start like putting that music out, you know what I mean? It's time to like do the most. It's time to like do more content and like put myself out more, because I feel like I personally feel like it's me, dude. I personally feel like it's just my lazy ass not doing jack shit. That's why, you know, things are how they are, you know. But it's time for a change, so let's fucking do this thing, you know what I mean? So let's go. Well, we're going on a little adventure, right, with our cameraman, Malvin. Woo! Little do you know, me and Malvin live in the same street. Surprisingly enough, that we used to go to the same primary school as well, which is absolutely another crazy thing. But long story short, we got together and now we're hanging out and whatever, and now he's my cameraman. Lucky me, bro! And, so yeah, we're about to go film like a short video, you know, to show y'all what we have so far of the music, and so that I can put it out and then for y'all to listen, because I mean, dude, I have left y'all high and dry for the longest time. Like, I haven't filmed anything, I haven't released anything, and I think that is a crime. In Afrikaans we say, in South Africa, right? In Afrikaans we say, that is a skande. So, that is something that must happen. So that is what's our next move right now. And all we're doing it literally is in our small neighborhood, basically. We're just around. So, still finding the perfect spot to film, but we do have a couple of spots. So then after that, we're gonna continue the videos there. And after that, we're gonna continue the filming there as well. So let's do that. Basically what I have behind me here is my hometown. So my hometown, I mean, I grew up in Mountain View. I grew up in Wonderboom. That's a place as well. I also went to a high school named Wonderboom as well. So that, which is in the south, right? So we have that place. And then I have another place that I grew up, which is Waverly, which is far out that way. And then Zuiderbach, spent a little bit of time there, which is around that side somewhere. And then another place that I spent like in my younger days was a place called Daspoort, which is very sketchy right now, which is over the bridge somewhere around there, right? And then basically, yeah, dude, this is where I grew up in PTE, on this side, on the west side. Oh shit, I grew up on the west side. That's crazy. In Victoria West, that's me. And basically, that's what's up. That's where Nisa grew up. Basically, very small. Well, I wouldn't really say small, but not boring, not interesting, but you know, it's something. You know, where I grew up is actually pretty fire. You know, met amazing people around here, made amazing friends, did some crazy things growing up around here. I have like tons of memories. I hope I am sharing the videos like right now, because this place has brought me, you know, so much. I don't know what, okay, but yeah, dude, it has just made my life basically, made me who I am. So, I guess I'm thankful, but also at the same time, I'm sick of this place. I need to get out of here. Pronto. You know, I want to get out of there, see other places, you know, that's my whole thing.
I'm a couple miles away from China